fix the mic. What's up, y'all? I'm going to take some time to really just dive into and explore my feelings on this subject, really. But I have to really address what's been going on in Cowboy Nation. Haven't been really talking about it, been talking amongst the Cowboy faithful, and we've been having, some nice little conversations and trying to figure out, what's really going on. This season's been crazy with me. As a fan, because I started out taking my feelings out of it. Of course, the Michael Parsons thing that had happened. Um, then you say, what happened? Anyway, yeah, definitely with the Michael Parsons thing and how everything went down there. It had been a minute, man, for us, the real Cowboy fans. It took a minute for us to kind of bounce back. And I don't know that we're back yet. I don't know that I'm back yet. And what's up, Jay Steve? I don't know that I feel like I'm totally back, but definitely am going to talk about what needs to be talked about here. What's going on, man? I mean, right now, what's happening right now, if I can tell you, is that uh Dak Prescott is cooking, man. Dak is out here looking like MVP candidate. Dak definitely looking like he has figured something out. And you've given him the weapons that he needed to actually be successful. So when we think about what's happening with Dak Prescott, you're seeing him having a banner year. Shoddy is actually calling some great plays, making everything look alike, and definitely pre-snap to the defense. It's a little confusing because a run play can definitely look like a pass, and that pass can definitely look like a run. And he's doing it out of the same formation, and Dak is doing an excellent job cooking. Let me tell you how excellent Dak is doing. In his last 4 games, Dak had a passer rating of 128. That's higher than Lamar Jackson had when he won the MVP. 1,081 yards, 13 touchdowns in 4 games. The man is absolutely cooking. Against Green Bay, 31 of 40, 319, 3 touchdowns. The Jets, 18 to 29, 237, 4 touchdowns. Carolina, 25 of 40, 34, 267, 3 touchdowns. And he just got CD back. Let's talk about that. He did all of this without CD. Most of this that he did without CD. So when we're talking about this and we're saying what we're saying, man, are we wasting? Are the Cowboys at this point wasting a banner year that Dak has had and he's having currently, right? Javante Williams, running back for the Cowboys, is second in rushing right now. 5.3 a carry, 592 yards on 111 attempts with 6 touchdowns. Um, and we go even deeper and we look into the offense. The number 4 wide receiver who Pittsburgh gave up is in 7 games. George Pickens had 607 yards with 6 touchdowns, and even hurt CD's back, and he is number 40 on this list. 332 yards with 5 touchdowns. Jake Ferguson, 6 touchdowns. When I'm saying what I'm saying is the offense is not the problem here. The offense is not the problem. Of course, we've survived some injuries, and we still got him. Shotty yesterday in the press conference said, 21 days is what we got with Overshown. He'll be back. Cooper Beebe has went back, and we still don't have Cooper back. Cooper's our starting center. Siobhan Revelle, all of these guys have been cleared to practice, and they're coming back to practice. So now, taking off injured reserve, even Jonathan Mingo, who we don't know who he is, what he is, but we wasted a draft pick on him. So, definitely he's something. He's somebody to mention, right? But the offense is going to get better just by osmosis, right? Everybody being back together, everybody playing together. You have, the tight end playing at a high clip. You have Dak playing at a high clip. You got CD playing in a high clip. You got George playing in a high clip. And you have a wide receiver in Cavante Turpin. What's up, buddy? In Cavante Turpin, who can, make splash plays here and there. So what's the problem? Problem is this, man. This is something that earlier in the year I was definitely at Cowboy Stadium. I was at AT&T Stadium, and I got a chance to watch the Cowboys play the Packers. This was something that I noticed in real time. If you're looking right down here at the bottom, this is defensive lineman Solomon Thomas, Mavi. You'll see Mavi come on. You'll see Osa's in here as well. There's Clark that we picked up from the Packers. And there's Osa. And look, here at the end, there's Molly Smith. This is what I'm saying, bro. When you look at the Cowboys defensive line, they're not massive humans. And most offensive lines, these guys are 6'7", 6'6", 6'5", 340 pounds. And you got a 6'3", 6'4" guy, who weighs 200 pounds playing defensive tackle. I mean, and not just 200 pounds, but like 250, 260, maybe 270 pounds playing defensive tackle. These massive human beings on the other side of the ball are able to open up running lanes and pretty much do what they want to do. And if you don't have a linebacker who's quick and who's able to discern what's happening, I will say this about Jack Sanborn. Jack Sanborn is fast when it comes to running plays and diagnosing what's happening. Kenneth Murray has made some bonehead plays, bro. He's been a liability at times, and then at times he's showed up, so he's like a catch-22, right? And then of course you had the injuries with DeMarvion Overshown. Diggs is out. We don't even know that if Diggs is going to play again in a Cowboy uniform, right? But he's out, and they say that he's getting ready to come back because he was on concussion protocol, something that happened at his house. But remember, Cowboys, this is a business. And to answer your question, Jay, so you said, is it safe to say the defense is the issue? Getting rid of Parsons is smart. I got to say, it's a business. It's not personal. I love Michael Parsons. I thought he's one of the best. I still think he's one of the best players in the NFL, and I hope and wish him the best, right? But from an organization standpoint, getting Clark, getting the draft picks, it still may end up being a good. It still may end up being a good decision to get rid of Parsons and the money. We were able to free up the money, but like I said, on the defensive side, we need help in the cornerback position, in the cornerback room. Siobhan Revelle, who we drafted, who I think is going to be pretty good. We don't know, but just seeing him in college, of course, it was East Carolina. We can't just get out here and get all happy and what's up, Tim? We can't get out here and get all happy and beside ourselves and say, oh man, what he did at East Carolina would be what he's going to do in the league. We don't know that, but we do know the boy has 4.3 speed. We do know the boy is 6'1", and we do know that he's rangy. He can close spaces fast, and we'll see. We just got Carson. We just got Kalen Carson back, so Kalen Carson is back on the field, and this was his first game back. We're working him back in. Malik Hooker's still out with the foot issue, which I think is a blessing in disguise. But we lost Wanye Thomas, is. I think he's the guy. But Marquise Bell has been filling in back there as well. And then Dono has been what Kenneth Murray has been. He's been a hook and a crook. He'll give you a good play one time. He'll take from you the next. And it's one of those things where you're looking at the state of our football team. And I got to tell you, the offense is number one in the NFL. The number one offense by far in the NFL is the Dallas Cowboys, right? The number one offense in the NFL is the Dallas Cowboys. But you want to know who's totally last in the NFL? It's the Dallas Cowboys, man. Look, we're giving up 401 yards a game. 401 yards a game. Passing 260 yards a game. Rushing 141 yards a game. Can't win like that, bro. Just can't. If we were 20th, this would be an undefeated team. if we were just 20th. And it kind of looks like the Cincinnati Bengals on one condition. Like I bring this back. The Cincinnati Bengals didn't have help at last year. They didn't have help. You say the Cincinnati. Oh, they're second. They're second. They're 50. I think what is it? 60 yards behind the Cowboys. So don't celebrate. No, I'm just playing. The the thing here is the Cowboys have help coming back at certain positions. But my question is, does Eberflus have what he needs to even be successful? See, certain defensive coordinators depend on certain players inside of their system to be good, right? They're depending on certain players to step up and play the role. Eberflus, in his mind, knew that he had his guy in Jack Sanborn. That was his middle linebacker. That was his green dot. He was going to be the guy who was communicating with the defense. He felt Hooker was going to be the guy on communicating with the safeties and the cornerbacks. Both of those guys are out. Sanborn is within concussion protocol. He'll be back this game. And we didn't play Sanborn much this game. Not Lamar Jackson, but Jaden Daniels, who's Lamar Jackson clone. Jaden Daniels is a very mobile quarterback, so you needed somebody who could shadow him at that middle linebacker position. So that's why he went with Kenneth Murray. But I mean, when you think about it, man, I mean, honestly, when we sit down and we look at it, does he have his players to be able to run his system? Because inside of the system that he runs, which is a zone it's a zone coverage system, not man. Inside of that system, you have to generate pressure on the quarterback. I'm going somewhere. And again, you say, well, giving up Michael Parsons was a bad thing. Yeah, but then, the run defense is not going to be good at all because you don't have a Clark, who's the biggest human that we have on the D line. We don't have that guy. So that guy's there. And Mazi Smith, that experiment is over with. I just want you to know that experiment's over with. He may just need a different scenery, maybe, or a different system to be successful. But right now, Mazi hasn't found his sea legs. He hasn't found his ability to be anything how he was in college. Tim said if both of our teams had mediocre defense and played complementary football, we'd be undefeated. It just is what it is. I mean, Tim, we don't even need to have a great defense. We just need a good defense. If, like I said, if we were middle of the road, 20th, maybe even 25th, right? This Cowboy team would be undefeated. And as it stands, we're 3-3-1. Hey, Afton, how you doing? As it stands, we're 3-3-1, right? You're looking at it and you're saying, okay, what are you thinking? Like how, because I keep getting asked these questions. Like, Mod, what do you think you're going to see moving forward from the Cowboys? We got the Broncos next week, right? This Sunday, we have the Broncos. What do I see moving forward? I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you because at this point, it's not, I don't know if it's the player personnel on defense or if it's Eberflus. With Eberflus, what he's going to end up having to do is not lean on his system so much, but I think he's going to really end up having to go on the players that he has. He's going to have to go all in and commit, some people to come after the quarter. The Carolina loss was just, ridiculous. Rico Dowdell is still running. Somewhere out there in the world, Rico Dowdell is still running because of, how much space he had and how much green grass he had during when he came to Dallas to play the Cowboys. When we went to Carolina to play the Panthers. It's embarrassing. Rico Dowdell is third in the league in rushing. It's embarrassing. And he did most of that against the Dallas Cowboys. So, you guys, Cowboy fans, Cowboy Nation, the quiet conversations that we've been having, we got to have out loud now. We have to say, hey man, I have no earthly idea of what this defense is capable of. We've seen them, play decent like they did against Washington. Like I mean, the Packers, they gave it up. I mean, the Packers just did what they wanted to do up and down the field, but we tied them. I mean, listen, you have an offense. You have listen, Tim. I've been saying this for a million years, but you can't fire the man who writes the checks. It just is what it is. And no other GM would have been allowed to keep his job this long. No other GM, but that's a whole other story. Um, when you look at it, like I said, you're getting help back. You're getting Overshown back in 20 days. That's right around the time that we take our break. He'll be able to come back. Um, you get Siobhan Revelle, another corner. You'll get him back, and we need cornerback help. Um, you'll get Wanye Thomas back in about a week, right? Um, so the safety room is going to be better. Jack Sanborn is coming back. I don't know how much of a difference he's going to make, because Kenneth Murray didn't look as bad when he took over the middle linebacking, and then we put Leona LaFau in on the other side. Um, you guys, I'm a little stumped, man. I'm a little stumped, and I had to get on and answer the questions because people have been asking me these questions on the side and saying, "Hey, Mott, what do you think?" I really would hate for us to waste a banner year from Dak and say, "Oh, this is this." Let's put all the rumors to bed. I do not believe that Mason Crosby is going to be a Cowboy. I heard the Raiders come out and say blatantly, "No, we're not trading him. We're not shopping him." But hey, Jerry said that with Micah. Who knows? I just say I don't believe it. To me, if you ask me, Mason Crosby would help, because the name of the game in the NFL is pressures. If you're able to get pressures, yeah, Max Afton. They were the rumors in Dallas. I catch myself because if Tate's watching, he jump out of from around the corner. I have to look and see if he's here. You know, but no, the rumors in Dallas and for the last couple of days has been, we were inquiring about bringing Max Crosby to Dallas to be a Cowboy. But the name of the game in the NFL is precious. Jadeveon Clowney is just now getting his he's just not getting his footing. He's getting his time, and you see he's starting to line up. And I look, if he can just get 10 sacks and give us 4 or 5 pressures a game, that helps the defense. That helps the defense. Houston is the leading sack getter on this defense. And I think he has like 3 sacks, 3 sacks. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. We need consistent pressure. And Eberflus is gonna have to dial that up. He's gonna have to simulate it. He's gonna have to dial it up, and he's gonna have to be constant with it because they're in no way, shape, form, or fashion. In no way, shape, form, or fashion are you able to just sit back and play pitch and catch with NFL quarterbacks. They will pick you apart. They will pick you apart. And thank God we have Will McClay. You guys are talking about Jerry being the owner and GM. I'm just going to tell you, if we didn't have Will McClay, we would be in so bad of a condition. I mean, Will McClay definitely is the saving grace for the Dallas Cowboys. If you don't know who Will McClay is, he's in charge of player personnel and he's in charge of the drafts. Of course, Jerry, is the one who will kind of override him. But when you find talent, it's definitely Will McClay that found that talent. All of the talent that we found across our offensive line, that's Will McClay. The Michael Parsons, that's Will McClay. He's the guy that finds the talent, brings the talent into Dallas, and keeps us solving. You know, um, but back to the Max Crosby thing, back to the trade thing. I think we're gonna have to spend one of these draft picks. We have 2 first rounds. I think we're gonna have to spend a 1st round pick, and we're gonna have to go out and we're gonna have to get somebody. We're gonna have to bring somebody in um, who can help. If I think that the defensive tackles are cool right now, Osa and Clark. I think we can get by, right? If we just had pressure, if we could simulate some pressure. And right now, you know, Houston, um, Clowney, um, number 13. I'm trying to remember his name. He was on our team before. But anyway, um, they're getting to the quarterback. I'm gonna say they're even playing complementary as far as the run is concerned. Marshawn Nealon too, and Marshawn Nealon is hurt. That's another person that's out. We'll get him back. But Sam Williams is not the same Sam Williams that we saw when Dorrance Armstrong, who plays with the Redskins now, or the Commanders now, and Michael Parson, who plays with the Packers, was on this squad. Sam Williams was an animal. He played with his hair on fire. And we're not getting that same dog out of Sam Williams. So if you can't get pressure on the quarterback, you're just playing a waiting game and you're waiting to be beat. That's period, point blank. Tim said, same thing we're dealing with, Maud. We both need to generate pressure on the pass rush. Absolutely. Absolutely. But like I said, the bright spot is we have people coming back to this defense, Tim. That's our bright spot. We have people who matter. DeMarvion Overshown, if he's 80% of who he is when he comes back, that's a plus for us. Siobhan Revelle, if he's 80% of who he could be when he comes back, that's a plus for us. Diggs, if we can get Diggs healthy and he comes back and he actually is gonna still be a Cowboy, I don't know, because part of that Max Crosby deal that I heard floating around. See, I'm gonna tell you something. In Dallas, if there's smoke, there's fire. The Michael Parsons trade was going around and around and around and around and around and around in circles before it actually happened, right? So floating around in that Max Crosby trade was Trevon Diggs. He was being mentioned. So at this point, literally, I'm a Trevon Diggs fan. I like Trey. I think, I really feel like Trey came back before he should have. And I think that's been part of his play on the field is that Trey was hurt, man. I mean, he was still not mentally there. When you see, and when you hurt yourself in the NFL, coming back is not just a physical thing. It's the mental, being able to trust your Achilles, being able to trust your ACL, being able to trust that you can move the way that you moved before the injury happened. And again, I don't know if mentally he's there yet. I don't know if mentally he can trust himself to do or to physically be who he was. You saw the Ron Bland on the pick six in Washington. That's a thing. Deron Bland is known for jumping the pass and jumping an out route, and he'll take it to the house. You don't play with him like that. You don't play with Deron Bland on the corner like that. He will definitely get a pick six if you leave the ball up there long enough. He'll get a pick six, and on a long corner, a long out route, you might as well just watch that. Get back as a quarterback. Get ready to play defense because it's going the other way. So in conclusion, you guys, for all of you who care, Cowboy Nation, for all of you who are out here and all of you who listen to me and all of you who value what I say, I'm just going to say this. There needs to be a change. Everybody knows that. You can see it. Shoot, Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles have been calling for a change. They see it. You know what I'm saying? And they can't see. But my thing here is I'm telling you, either Eberflus has to dial up the pressure, simulate the pressure, or um, get away from his system because it's not working. You have the number one offense in football. You have the second leading rusher in football. You have the tight end with the most touchdown passes in football. You have Superman and Batman. It's no longer Batman and Robin. You got Superman and CD Lamb, Batman and George Pickens. You can't waste this, man. And Dak is still in prime years. Dak still has prime years left. He still got prime years. He's still got probably like 4 prime years left. You can't waste it. And you can't say, oh, well, we'll get him next year. I mean, we're 7 games in. We got 10 left or 11 left. We got to get it, man. Got to get it. At some point, we got to figure this thing out. And defensively, that's what you hear a lot of. What I was going to play some of his press conference. That's what you hear a lot of Eberflus saying. Like, we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. You got to. And you have no choice. I mean, because you look bad in front of all of America. Everybody who watches American football, you look trash like, you know. Um, and that's all I have to say, basically, about Cowboy Nation. I do have a couple of housekeeping things I want to say, man. I appreciate everybody who is a part of Know It All Nation. Make sure, you guys, make sure whether you watch this live or on the rewind, make sure that your notification bells are on so that when we go on live, you will definitely get those notifications and you will know that we're here. The second piece about that is, you guys, make sure you tell a friend. Make sure you tell a friend to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. So when we go live, you'll definitely get those notifications. Also, we broadcast on Twitter, which is X now. Definitely check that out. All of the other shows that it's coming, Pump Your Brakes, Smash the Gas. You had the homies. You got our Pick'em show that's happening on Thursday. Make sure you tune in to all of that and you'll get that. I just wanted to make sure that I start giving you guys now some Cowboy content. Literally, at this point, like I said, I don't know. Can he turn it around? Will he turn it around? I don't know. But at this point, if you don't turn it around, you're wasting a banner year from somebody who should win the MVP. Again, if you didn't get a chance to hear the numbers in the very beginning, Dak had a passer rating of 128. He's thrown for 1,081 yards and 13 touchdowns in the last 4 games. That's seeing the field. That's money. That is money for real. And I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Cowboys Global Cast here on the Know It All Network, man. I am out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.